Alright folks, let's go ahead and rebuild this toilet. So here we have a 3-inch flush valve, and we're going to replace that. That's the 3-inch flush valve cut right there. We got the fill valve right there, the handle, and supply lines. Alright, so first thing first, when we're going to go or rebuild a toilet, is to shut off the supply to the water. Alright, then we're going to go ahead and flush the toilet tank, get as much water as you can out. And then you can use a vacuum or a sponge to get the rest of the water. Here I'm just using a vacuum, my Milwaukee M18 portable vacuum here, sucking up all the leftover water. Now look at that, that's how bad the gaskets are. It's deteriorated, and so the customers actually sell the home and wants to rebuild it, so this does not come up in the inspection report. There's normally there are 2 nuts to remove. And so there's one on the left, one on the right. I know Kohler has 3, but this one is a Gerber, it has 2. They're 1/2 inch. You remove both nuts, pop the toilet tank off, and that's the tankable gasket right there. The person who installed it, they use plumber's putty. That's not necessary, but if you feel comfortable doing so, you can. Big nut that removed the flush valve, and then another small nut that removes the fill valve there. Pull out the fill valve, pull out the flush valve, and you want to go ahead and clean up inside of the tank. It's typically normally dirty in there, so clean it up and then install the new stuff. Look how filthy it is. Filthy. All right, so those are brand new nuts and washers that were installed in bolts and washers. I like to do this, other people don't, but I like to make a sandwich of 2 nuts, 2 washers, one in the tank, one outside of the tank. Not necessary, but you can if you want to. Alright, fill valve installation there. You want to adjust the fill valve to the old setting. Pop it in. Make sure your port right there is facing the overflow. Pop your nut on. And all this is hand tightened, guys. You don't need to over tighten this. Hand tighten works just as well. Okay. Reinstall back the nuts on both sides. Replace that supply line and reconnect it. And then we're going to work on the handle. Now, the handles is different because typically it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. With the handle is the opposite way. The handle is lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. Okay? So just keep that in mind. All right. Then we're going to fill the tank, adjust the level here, and do some flush tests. And make sure it's adjusted because the new flapper